Alright, I'd like to thank Paz Vibes for his impassioned response to my initial video. It's very much appreciated. You may notice that I've subscribed to your videos. I checked into your music and I like it very much. Keep up the good work. Double bass, at least I think it's a double bass. In your band, that is. Yeah. I don't see many of those outside jazz circles. So that's a fantastic idea. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the courage to step up to the mark. So to speak, I thought I would bore you too much. But I do have a good story. I remember the first time I heard Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. And you'll all remember the prismatic cover, the black with the prism refracting light, excuse me. And it was an old quadraphonic vinyl copy, and I still have it with me. I don't play it, but I still have that particular record with me, the very same. I managed to save it from being the victim of a garage sale at one point. But it's just amazing. It's an amazing album. People have spoken of it infinitely on forums and in music magazines, on TV, on the radio. But all the same, I'm going to add my piece. Dark Side of the Moon, released 1973, produced by, if I'm not mistaken, Alan Parsons, who would go on himself to form the Alan Parsons Project, which I believe was some kind of progressive rock outfit. Now, you have a cycle of songs that are all interconnected in some way. It became known as a concept album. There's debate as to whether this was the first concept album, but I would refute any such claims because, let's see, you had Days of Future Past by the Moody Blues before that. There were others before. Metal was kind of a concept album, another album by Pink Floyd. Pretty much all of Yes's stuff had something to do with a particular concept. So, to say it was the first concept album, I think, is a bit short-sighted. But to argue that it would be the best, maybe you have a chance there. Alright, it was originally tagged to be called A Piece for Assorted Lunatics, and was test it on the road in live gigs before the album was recorded, and by the time they came into the studio to record, they were very tight, and Roger Waters, who wrote most of the material, had a very clear idea of what he wanted to achieve. Going back to my own personal memories, I can tell you that I remember listening to the track Time, which is the third piece in the cycle, and Dad came in while I had the record on. I was in the lounge room, and he said to me, "Boy, that's not nearly loud enough." So we turned it up, and it was incredible. It still is incredible. People have gone on massive acid trips to this album. It's been performed live in several ways, the most recent of which being Roger Waters' concert, where he played Dark Side of the Moon in its entirety. Pink Floyd, during the 90s, during the Pulse tour, trotted out the entire thing, but many agree that it wasn't Dark Side without Roger, because Roger wrote the lyrics. Some incredibly profound lyrics for me came from my experience with that album. All you touch and all you see is all your life will ever be. It's about despair, really. It's about the human condition of greed and insanity. Insanity was a recurring theme in Floyd's work, and depression and mental, psychological issues like depression have also impacted personally on my life. There are times at which I found it too difficult to listen to. That's how powerful the message is. Not an instrumental passage or a lyric seems to be out of place. We're talking in terms of a visionary here. Roger Waters. The rest of the band was brilliant and made their creative contributions, and that can't be denied, but I'm sure that Roger will contest bitterly until his dying day that it was entirely his work. See you on the dark side.